Welcome back to your mat. I wanted to put a little flow together for you. If perhaps you're working in an office or you have a desk job and you need a little stretch throughout the course of the day. So if you're sitting at a desk, you can always stand up and use the wall that's close by, or if you have a desk, you can also use the desk as well. So what I like to do is when I'm working in an office is a couple times a day go ahead and stand up and take a little bit of a stretch. So let's start by standing up, reaching our arms high to the sky, rooting down through our feet. So we'll do our arms first, and then take your feet out about 2/5 width apart. Firm your belly. That's a stretch. I like to say a hug from the inside. And then pushing your feet down and wide, lift your chest and your heart and just open up here. Good. And then on your exhale, go ahead and bring your hands down behind your back, squeeze between your shoulder blades and draw your arms down. So we're just going to open the chest here a little bit. If you find that this is uncomfortable or your shoulders are too tight for this, just bring your hands back behind you, spreading your fingertips, and bring your chest out in front, firming your belly. Good. And then either using your desk or the wall, I like to prefer to use the wall, bring your hands to the wall, take your hands out as wide as your shoulders, walk your feet back, and we're going to do a downward facing dog at the wall because we can't often place our hands on the floor at work. So go ahead and press your sitting bones back, press the wall away from you, and let your chest just melt to the floor. The problem with working at a desk job is there's usually a lot of forward flexion, and we find sometimes our back muscles get sore and tired and just fatigued from being in that certain posture for a while, so we want to just move around. And I also like the idea of getting up and moving a couple times a day because it kind of brings mindfulness back to your life. Right? Like we're kind of an autopilot at work a lot of the time. So we want to pull ourselves back into our mindfulness practice by getting out of our head a little bit and getting back into our body. So you can also play again a couple times with downward facing dog at the wall. And you can always walk your feet back, soften your chest, just really work out pushing your heels apart, pushing the wall away from you. And then inhale, come up, walk your feet in, and then what I'd like you to do is stand next to a wall, maybe a couple fingertips distance away from the wall. We'll get a little bit closer now, and we're going to stretch our right arm back behind us a little bit higher than the shoulder and karate chop the outer edge of the arm into the wall. Then we're going to bring the elbow in. You're going to be facing the wall. Now you're going to turn your chest away from the wall. So you're just opening up your shoulders here. You may feel some stretch or some intensity in the front of your shoulder, and you just want to breathe into that space. Good. I always like to firm my belly just to support my back. Like I said, I call it a hug from the inside. Good, and then let's turn and face the wall. We're going to do the other side. So your hand is slightly higher than your shoulder. You're karate chopping the outer edge of your hand into the wall, and then you're turning your body away from the wall. Taking a little stretch here. Squeeze the lower tip of the shoulder blades toward each other so the heart is lifted, and then firm the belly. Beautiful. And slowly walk towards the wall and come away. Another thing you can do at the wall, even at your desk, so picture that your desk is here, you're using that for stability, is a standing pigeon pose. You can do that in either a seated position or standing. But seeing as you've been sitting all day, I recommend that you do this from standing. So you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and bend your left knee, placing your fingertips either on your desktop or at the wall. We're just going to open up the hip. If you're doing this from seated in a chair, you can fold all the way forward and touch the floor if you like. And this is just a little bit of a hip opener. Once again, I recommend you stand up because you've probably been sitting all day, and too much sitting is not good for our low back or our hips. Inhale, come up, and let's do the shake it out and do the other side using the wall. crossing the left ankle over the right knee, sticking your butt out a little bit, firming your belly, and then just getting low. Now I recommend you taking your fingertips out a little bit wider, coming up onto the fingertips, squeezing between the shoulder blades, and now leaning forward a little bit so that the chest is open as well. And then inhale, come up and shake it out. And you can do this a couple times through the course of the day, just to kind of get out of your head, back into your body, almost like a mini break or a little yoga break. So let's just work on one more, just wake up your body at work. You can also do a tree pose, right? So let's root down through our right foot, bring our left heel to the inside of our right ankle, and start here, and you can play with just like a moving balance. So then bring the foot up a little bit higher to the inside of the calf, not the knee, but the calf. And if you're able to, the foot can come up to the inside of the thigh. I like to play a little bit with this. My balance is a little bit wonky today. And then bring the knee into the chest, lift up, exhale and release, shake the legs out. So let's do the other side. So root down through the left leg and bring the right heel to the inside. Palms come together. Take a moment to breathe. And then when you are ready, you can play a little bit with a moving balance, bringing the foot up a little bit higher. Then bringing the knee into the chest and finding balance. You can even lift the knee in if you like. And then release. And the last pose we'll do is we'll do a little bit of chair pose. So find a wall, scoot your butt back. You can also do it on the edge of your desk if you like. And then bring your shoulder blades back, bring your arms out into cactus, and push your low back into the wall here. So we're just stretching out our lumbar. I've got a mic pack behind me, so I'm pressing into the mic pack. But go ahead and work on just lengthening your tailbone down. Good. And then leaning forward, just bringing your butt back to the wall, a little bit of space. Bend your knees, tip your sitting bones back, and then fold. And if you need to make space for your body, go bigger. Take your legs out and make space for your body. And then really work at opening up the low back here. If you've been sitting a lot, there may be some compression in that low back, and we just want to stretch that out. Good, and if you can't put your hands on the floor, you can rest your hands on your shins, you can rest your hands on your toes. You can even just rest your elbows on your knees and bring your hands together in prayer, because sometimes we can't, or it's not, the floor is not a place that we want to put our hands sometimes at work. So we can do this and we can play. We can even bring our hands to our knees and do a little bit of cat-cow here. So we're just waking up the body while we're at work and bringing a little bit of mindfulness through movement in the body while we're at work. Good, and then press your fingertips into the wall, push away from the wall, shake everything out, and then observe how you feel. So, a little yoga at work, a little yoga at your desk. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.